Before sunrise, I left North Wales, a 4-hour drive just to reach the edge of the mainland. Skomer Island is renowned for its last-minute cancellations, but due to the journey distance, I had to set off before the cancellation emails would be sent out, or I just wouldn't make my crossing. For the first 2 hours of my journey, I was worried that I would receive the email saying, due to severe weather conditions, your landing has been cancelled, and anyone who's tried to get on Skomer Island will know this feeling all too well. After I'd collected my pass, I decided to capture some environmental video and images to warm myself up for the main event. I hadn't had my camera out for a while, so I just wanted to sharpen my skills. 2 years ago, I managed to capture an image of a swallow here which won me an award, and I kind of wanted to try and replicate that, but unfortunately the weather was a little too windy for these small, agile birds. As I made my way down to the landing area, I watched others lining up waiting to board the Dale Queen for their adventure onto Skomer Island, and all I could think was, I hope my journey doesn't get cancelled. Whilst waiting for the Dale Queen, I sat on the stone pebble beach and just enjoyed the moment whilst it lasted, taking in the surroundings. Whilst queuing for the boat, I watched a pair of swallows building their nest inside a cave near the tide line, and I hope they chose wisely and that the chicks were safe. Skomer Island is only open for a short season each year, from spring into summer, when over 40,000 puffins return to the breeding cliffs. After what felt like an eternity, the Dale Queen finally came around the shoreline, carving its way through the waves towards us. We all excitedly boarded her, and being near the back of the queue, unfortunately I got to sit right at the front, and little did I know I was going to get showered in salty seawater and fully soak my clothing. As I rounded the top of the never-ending stairs, I was treated with my first view of a puffin so close I could almost reach out and touch it. I'd waited 4 years to see a puffin on Skomer Island, and now that time has finally come. Timing is everything. And it never felt like I had the right timing. I kept checking the weather over and over again, because out here, Mother Nature decides everything. Atlantic puffins are often called sea parrots because of their bright beaks, but that colour only appears during breeding season. Outside of breeding season, their appearance changes dramatically. They spend most of their lives at sea, only returning to land to breed, and when they do, they return to the exact same burrow year after year. A pair will often stay together for life. A pair of puffins will only have one egg a year, one puffin to raise for the next generation to survive and continue. And when they raise their chick, they do it in complete isolation underground, protected from the world above, specifically humans. At the heart of Skomer Island is a farm where volunteers and guests stay whilst on the island. Skomer Island covers about 730 acres and sits 1 mile across the water from Martin's Haven in Pembrokeshire. The name Skomer comes from the Old Norse word skalmi, meaning cleft island, due to a narrow strip of the island that almost splits it in half. You don't really watch puffins on Skomer. You wait for them, you slow down enough that they eventually forget you're there, and then when they do, you see something special. Not a performance, just life happening. And to quote the beloved David Attenborough, I can't think of another bird in this country certainly that is so naturally fearless. Skomer is also famous for its Manx shearwater, with over half the world's population nesting underground in burrows right beneath your feet. And at night, the sky fills with their calls. But in the day it's the puffins that steal the attention here. You'll notice the inhabitants' hunting patterns whilst here, like this gull for example, waiting for a puffin to return with a beak full of fish or sand eels and pick it off for a nice easy meal. The island doesn't feel like it belongs to humans. It feels borrowed, temporary, like you're only ever a guest here. While sat filming the puffins, you can see them evaluating you, carefully deciding if you're a threat to them and their young. Guillemots gather in dense colonies, packed tightly together on narrow ledges, where space is always at a premium. Gulls even loiter around the rabbits that inhabit Skomer Island, waiting for an easy meal. And who can blame them? They've had to adapt to life here and survive just like all other animals have had to. There are no cars here, no roads, no man-made pollution, just sea, wind and the island's residents. Just life returning every single year. Whilst walking around Skomer Island, my journey took me to a place called the Wick, and there are puffins as far as the eye can see, and you can see why everyone heads to this point. Everywhere you look, they're amongst the ferns, just a few metres in front of you, going about their lives. Even rabbits are amongst them. During my time on Skomer Island, I noticed a lot of puffins like to mount large rocks as a vantage point. They would also use these as launch pads for their very sketchy takeoff routines. The island has an Iron Age field system, circa 650 BC, and the remains of a 2,000-year-old settlement and a Bronze Age standing stone known as Harold Stone have been noted on the island. It was eventually time for me to leave and make my way back to the boat, but not before stealing a few moments to witness puffins returning to the island after fishing, a food delivery service for their young repeated thousands of times across the island. The cliffs of Skomer are not only home to puffins. Razorbills stand like shadows on the rock faces, black and white, sharp and still, with their futuristic eyeliner. Closely related to the puffins, but far more reserved. The Dale Queen made her way back to ferry us to the mainland, where my journey would then come to an end. Some places you visit, they leave a lasting impression. Skomer Island and its inhabitants are one of those places for me. A place I will never forget, and I would like to visit again someday, if nature allows it. It took 4 attempts at crossing, and that's what it took to finally be here. And maybe that's the point. Nature doesn't work on urgency. It never has. It waits until you're ready to slow down enough to see it properly. Hey guys, thanks for making it to the end of the video. If you give me a like and a comment down below, I thoroughly enjoyed making this one. It's been a long time coming for me personally, and if you want to really support the channel, if you click the link in the description below, you'll be able to go to my website where you'll be able to pick up one of these where I can then pay my mortgage for a start, and then I can buy new camera equipment and go on new journeys. But I hope to see you in the next one. See you later.